Are you thinking about putting in a new garden and you're not sure where to start? Well, the very first thing you need to consider when putting in a new garden is location. Today we're going to go over all the things that you should consider before you put your new garden in. And welcome to the Frederick Family Acre. My name's Katrina.
My name's George, and on our channel we share gardening tips, how to cook your homegrown food from scratch with some homesteading sprinkled in.
The first and perhaps the most important thing to consider when selecting where you're going to put your new garden is sun exposure. Most vegetables, fruits, and flowers that you're going to have in your garden require full sun. And in the gardening world, that means at least 6 hours of unobstructed light. Now, for most of these things, the more sun, the better. And if you can get closer to 8 hours or more, that's just going to help your plants thrive even more. The only exception to this is if you live somewhere that is very hot in the summer, and then your garden may benefit from some afternoon shade where they're getting that 6 hours of light early in the morning, and then in the afternoon from about 1 to 3 when it is just hot and the sun will scorch your plants. A little shade can help a lot. Now, there is a great website called SunCalc that we will link in the description for this video below, where you can pop in your address and see how the sun passes over your property. So you have a general idea from that of the best place to place your garden. And after you've done that, the best thing you can do is on a weekend when you're going to be home, or if you work from home, just go out into your yard where you think you're going to put your garden a few times a day, at least 3, once in the morning, midday, and the afternoon. But if you can go every 2 hours and really watch how the sunlight is moving across the space where you're going to place your new garden, you're going to have the most and best information you can if that location is going to work for you.
Next thing to consider is water. How close you have access to running water in your garden matters. Hauling water multiple times a day in buckets or a wheelbarrow or some other vessel is going to burn anyone out. So where your hose is located is very important. We love to use Oyas in our raised garden beds and even in some of our grow bags, and this helps a ton with our watering. We'll go ahead and link a video up here and below so you can check that out.
Thank you so much for being here today. And before we move on to the next thing that you need to consider when selecting a location for your new garden, if you are learning anything or enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you know anyone that could benefit from this information too, please share it with them.
The next thing to consider is topography. This is super important. You don't want to put your new garden on the side of a hill or in a low area in your yard. So this is going to cause problems with things like erosion and flooding. If you have a gentle slope, that's okay. But if you're working with a steep hill, you may want to consider something like terracing or building shelves inside of the hill to put grow bags or in-ground beds in, or even raised beds in the side of your hill. Also avoid the lowest spots in your yard. These can cause frost pockets or cold spots in the ground that are going to damage your plants.
The last thing, and the thing that we think matters the most, is how close your garden can be to your house. So after you've considered the first 3 things we discussed, figure out what area checks all those boxes that is the closest to your back door, your front door, somewhere you're going to be walking by all of the time. Convenience, especially with a new garden, is key. If your garden is far away, you're not going to go and take care of it. For us, our garden is about 5 steps from our back door. You can open it, walk out. It's great because we can go snag something last minute for dinner, or the kids can just go out and get a snack. And it's really beautiful. We love having it close. It's fun to see out the window too. So just make sure that your garden is somewhere that you're going to see it often and that you will be walking by and wanting to go often.
Now, if you're looking for more information about how and where to start a new garden, be sure to check out the video over here where we discuss all the things to consider when starting a new garden. We really want to thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We know your time is valuable and we love that you chose to spend it here with us, and we will see you on the next video.